All right. So Gleantap's an AI-driven customer data and engagement platform. What we do is we help businesses connect with leads and members over real-time personalized communication using AI automations and data-driven marketing. So objective is to basically help you drive higher conversions, improve retention, and better lifetime value. So what we see is a lot of businesses currently have, you know, siloed tools. They've got data all over the place. Their sales team, marketing team, support team, they're using different tools, although they're talking to the same customer. So with Gleantap, we help you bring all of that data into a single platform and use that to understand your customer better, understand the full life cycle and context, and then power your sales, your marketing automation, your gamification, your online reviews, support all through a single platform, replacing 4 or 5 other tools that you might be currently using. In addition to all of that, you can deploy your own AI agents on here to help you run your sales, marketing, retention functions autonomously 24/7. You can train it with your data and have it interact with your customers across any channel, whether it's email, text, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, all of that. So yeah, I mean, imagine the leads coming in late in the night. You don't have a salesperson interacting with that lead at that hour. Likely the lead's going to go cold by the next morning. With AI, that's not going to be the case anymore. You'll have the AI engaging with the lead, asking back questions, qualifying the lead, and even booking an appointment on your calendar and sending out invites to everybody involved. There are obviously tons of things you can do with the platform. Here are some that I like to highlight. You can use the platform to improve lead tracking and conversions. You can optimize onboarding. You can drive upsells and referrals. You can get feedback from customers and take some of that good feedback to drive reviews. You can gamify the customer experience, have points, levels, badges, and perks. You can win back lost customers. You can set up sequences as and when customers cancels, 3, 4 months after that, automatically they get enrolled in a win back sequence, engaging them, nurturing, trying to win them back. You can drive up renewals, repeat, understand when contracts coming to an end or memberships getting expiring in the next few days, or the customer hasn't purchased in a little while. You can use all of those as trigger points to engage the customers with offers and other incentives to get them back. Drive adoption. If you're a service-based business and you want customers to continuously purchase with you on a certain frequency, you can set up touch points around that to kind of nudge them towards that and drive a consistent adoption. And you can improve cancel experience. So if the customer is looking to cancel, take them through an exit, survey, collect more data, and also kind of use that to provide, offers or options to save them, and maybe even use that data to further personalize your win back sequences at a later time. So yeah, so a little bit about us. We built for the consumer-focused service businesses, although we've got, all kinds of businesses using us. We've engaged over 40 million consumers today. We send over 4 million messages. And here's some of the top brands that currently utilize us. So with that, let me get onto the platform and show you what that looks like. All right. So if you can see my screen, I've pulled up a dashboard. So the Gleantap, the way it's built for a large business. I mean, all the smaller businesses can use it as well, large franchise-based businesses where you can basically create different workrooms for different business units, for different franchisees, for different locations, where each workroom is its own encapsulation of data, customers, users. As an overall admin or HQ, you have access to all the workrooms. You can easily toggle back and forth between any of those. And within the workroom, you can look at data, you can run campaigns and do everything. So what we're looking at is a marketing dashboard. Here we're showing you how many contacts you have, how many you can reach via email, via text. We do a pretty good job in tracking your email reputation, helping you get more emails into the inbox and helping you, increase engagement through that. We look at several different data points for that. We also have AI sending time. So if you're running a campaign and instead of deciding and sending it at a random 2 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, you can select AI time, which basically means it would figure out the recipient's historically active time on when they typically engage with emails, and would send the emails based on that. So if John is more active in the morning, the email comes to him in the morning, and if Sally's more active in the evening, the email comes to her in the evening. And this basically helps maximize engagement. Everyone's receiving hundreds of emails. If the email's right on the top in the inbox when they engage with it, they're more likely to open it and engage with it than if the email's like 2 pages deep, right? So let's go further. We've got best days of the week, best hours of the day based on how your customers are engaging with those emails and text messages, and even the most engaged customer segment based on how long they've been with you, based on age, based on gender, and some additional stats. We've got marketing and we got sales and support dashboards as well. We'll get to that later. Well, let's start with the segmentation. This is a great way to kind of slice and dice at customers. And by the way, you can feed data into Gleantap in n number of ways. You can, starting from the most basic way, you can obviously upload CSV files, but the power lies in the integration. We've got an open API that can kind of connect with any system. We also have a ton of integrations already built in. We also connect with Zapier. We got webhooks. We support, pushing data. We support pulling data. We also have, JS code that you can embed on your website and capture through that. We can also connect with like Facebook and Google. So if you're running ads and you've got leads coming in, you can have that automatically, pushed into Gleantap. So yeah, once you have all the data coming in, segmentation will help you slice and dice based on all the different attributes and events, right? Starting from basic information like birthdays and names, emails, genders, and all that. So I could say, I want everybody whose birthdays in the next 7 days. Going further deep, account statuses and account information, targeting based on certain locations, if you're a multi-location unit, or based on certain statuses, or whether they're a prospect or they're a member or they've canceled a certain time ago, and so on and so forth. And all of this basically gets automatically populated based on the data that we're receiving. So if you're maintaining a different kind of statuses, you will see those auto populate here. You can target based on memberships. If you guys do memberships, then yeah, you could target based on people who have certain memberships, or if the what's the status of the membership, or the membership's expiring, and in the next 7 days. Going down to purchases, you can target people based on purchases made or they've not purchased a certain item. For instance, I want to target anyone who purchased a Lionheart monitor. And down to visits, not just when they visited, but also how many times and what kind of visit. So if you're tracking, if you've got different like classes or sessions or appointments that you typically have visits for, all of those are going to be listed under the service name. You can specifically pick out what services or classes you want to target, and like anyone who came in more than twice in the last 30 days, or over certain days ago, or between one day to the other day, like in January 1st to January 30th, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's a whole lot you can do. You can also bring in data from previous emails that they have engaged with, and ratings. If you're running a feedback campaign, you want only people who gave you a 4 or 5, Or if you have had them fill out forms like surveys or intake forms or cancellation forms, you can segment based on that. And there's a whole lot of like custom attributes also available, so you can really track any kind of data within Gleantap and use that to segment and create powerful lists by stacking all these rules. So the segments can be dynamic or static. Static segments, are basically a snapshot where it would not change over a period of time. So if I calculate and I save it and there are 100 people that match this criteria, it's going to be 100 people that'll stay in that segment forever. A dynamic segment is one that kind of continues to refresh, every couple of hours and every day, obviously. So as and when you push in new leads or the statuses change, the people will come in or out of that segment automatically. And with obviously, once you have that segment created, you can use that segment to power campaigns and automations and flows and all of that. And we'll get to that. But one of the other cool things is you can actually analyze these segments. You can understand, who's part of that segment by breaking those segments down by, let me actually pull up another one that has a little bit more data. So. All right, it's not pulling up some of these stats as of yet, so never mind. We'll just move forward. But yeah, you can have you can basically analyze based on gender, age, lifespan, check-in patterns, and so on. And not just that, you can break it down by really any attribute available to you. So yeah, so that's on the segment side. Obviously with the segment, like I mentioned, the most popular thing is building out journeys, customer journeys. So going into customer journeys, this is where you can go in and create multiple different touch points and use that segment to start enrolling people into it and have email or text and add conditional logic if someone responds back or someone clicks on the email or someone takes a certain action. You want to branch out those journeys with different flows and all that. And you can also use this to kind of create tasks for your salesperson to call them, or you can also, we've got webhook capability, so you can push data into other systems if you need to. And then you can specify unenrolled criteria, which basically means if they convert, they do certain actions, and you want them to automatically get unenrolled from the flow, you can do that. So yeah, so with that, they're obviously, the one-time campaigns that could be email or text. These campaigns work on a single trigger, and then you can also use it as broadcast, like sending out one-time messages, newsletters, campaigns, things like that. Fairly easy to kind of personalize with, again, all the data that you have available and attaching any images, videos, and all that. This is an SMS file, and from here you can do multiple variant testing. So oftentimes you want to test out 2 different messages or even 3 and see what it looks like and which one works better. So you can do that. So once you create this, the next step is just picking out the audience, which is your segment, and the time and trigger. You have the option to send it up right away at a later date and time, or based on an automated trigger, like birthday, for instance. As when the birthday is, and the next day sends out a message saying happy birthday. So yeah, emails work the same way. We got an amazing template library you can utilize, and you can obviously build out your own templates. We provide you some basic foundational templates to start with. You can use any of these, or you can start from scratch and just drag and drop and create nice looking templates. Tons of different options, rows, columns, however you want to craft this. You can obviously have the settings be a little different for mobile if you want the mobile to look a little different than the web. So you can do all of that, and then you can obviously preview it on what it looks like on the mobile versus desktop versus mobile. So yeah, so that's on the template side. We got a creative playground. We basically embedded, open AI into this for you, um, write better copy. So, whether you're looking to write a full email, just, do subject line ideas or other stuff, you could just put a little bit about the campaign, the style of writing, and click generate. I'll create the copy for you, and then you can use that on your campaigns. All right. Let's jump into inbox. So inbox, this is our basically connected inbox. It brings conversations from all your different channels into a single platform. So I'll show you an example. So as you can see here, you get text, email, Facebook. If this is a demo account, but if I had connected other channels like Instagram or WhatsApp or Google My Business, all of those tabs going to be available, and I can connect with this person across all of that. As and when you receive any conversation, it automatically pops into the inbox. While responding, you can obviously pull up their full profile, so you have full history and data on who that person is. And from there, you can respond, you can close the conversation, you can have the conversation be assigned to somebody else. Our AI is also able to take over conversations. In this example, as you can see, this person like, I'm interested, sign up. The AI responded back. Then this person like, when is the next yoga class? It's providing specific details. So yeah, so the AI can take over conversations, like I mentioned to you. And the best part is the AI has full context. So if it's an existing member, it knows who the person is. If it's a new lead, it knows it's a new lead, and it's able to kind of tailor the conversation around that. You can obviously configure and train the AI the way you want. So starting with like basic instructions to your AI, greeting messages, what channels you want the AI to be available. You have the option to enable transfer to human. So if the AI is not able to handle certain questions, it can choose to transfer it to someone in your team to kind of take it over. And if you have that toggle on, then basically specify what are the working hours for your team. Down to specific data around your business. These could be basic, policies and terms and pricing and product info and all of that. You can upload CSV files, any format. You could do URLs. You can have it train on your entire website, or you could just put blocks of text. It's pretty great at just, going through that and using that as the knowledge base to answer questions from. And then you can use custom intents if you need to have the AI handle certain intents differently. We already have it pre-programmed on several intents, but if you want to, you can go in and add your own. So for instance, if someone's looking to sign up, I want the AI to ask back questions and qualify if it's even, a good, qualified lead, and then based on that, provide information. You can also choose to kind of enable appointments booking, where it will just basically book appointments for you. The appointment's going to be available on the appointments calendar. I'll show that what that looks like here. So just going to be available on the appointments calendar and send out. The AI is going to send out the calendar invites to everybody. With that, we also have a chat bot. So the chat bot that can basically, it's basically a chat widget that you can place it on your website. Bottom right corner, this is how it looks. You can obviously configure it with different buttons, different styling, logos. And people on your website can ask questions, and AI can respond back to that. And again, you can see those conversations happen in real time from your inbox, and you can jump into any of those conversations if you need to. All right, so that's kind of on the AI side. and the inbox side. We got forms and pages. Forms are great for you to kind of do surveys and intakes and lead captures and all of that good stuff. You can even collect signatures. So a lot of customers, use this as an intake form or waiver form. You know, you could put it on an iPad and place it on the front desk if you need to. And these are all fully customizable. So you can create your own forms and you can just drag and drop and figure out what fields and what data you want to capture. And these are completely embeddable within your you can generate the embed code, you can download the HTML however you want to embed it on your website. We also have landing pages. These landing pages can be used for event promotion, sign-ups. You got tons of different templates available for you to kind of pick from, and then you can use your own if you want. All right, so with that, I'm gonna jump onto the sales side of things, and we'll then wrap up with reputation and loyalty. On the sales side, you've got obviously a pipeline that you can create and customize. You can have something as simple as this, or you can have something more sophisticated where you've got multiple different stages and buckets built out. It's completely configurable, so you can obviously build out however you like. And within each, you can create automations to have leads populated or have contacts populated, and even have contacts automatically flow from one bucket to the other and so on. You can also manually move them. And based on how your team likes to work, you can have them filter this view based on everyone. If I'm a salesperson logging in, if I want to see only leads that are assigned to me, or I want to see leads that have any open tasks that I need to take care of for the day. So I can basically filter it based on all of that. And anytime you click on any of these leads or contacts, you're going to have full data and info on that, from the last visit, the purchase, and complete history. On the right, you can see conversation history if there is any memberships, and full history of any check-ins, purchases, calls you made, and so on. You can take and track notes, tasks, appointments, and so on. The great part is you've got calling built in, so your sales team can call from within the system. They just click on the number and pops up this dialer and just dial from here. Any conversation, any calls made through the platform gets obviously recorded and attached to that contacts profile. So you have the full history and contacts at any point. We also allow you to use physical handsets that can be configured with our VoIP. So you can actually have physical handsets in your location. You can make calls out of that. You can receive calls. Again, any calls made or received on that will get recorded and automatically added into to the contacts profile. You get a few different views in here, so that's that. And then obviously you get the appointments calendar, like I mentioned, where you can take appointments here. We also have a front-facing calendar, just like a Calendly, that you can create for your sales team. So that's available within the calendar system here. You can obviously configure it, customize it for different services, different people, have different times and slots be available. All right, so that's kind of the calendar system you got. Let's quickly look at the sales dashboard. So once you start, managing a pipeline, you obviously want to track, what the performance is looking like, and what your team's been up to and all of that good stuff. That's where the sales dashboard kind of comes into play. This is where it will show you how many leads you got, how many you've converted, what the average response time is, conversion percentages, and then for each individual user, how many calls they've been making, messages, and so on and so forth. And then leads, how long the lead's been sitting in. And you can filter this down by period. You can filter this down by, specific pipelines or specific people. And then you got a support dashboard, which basically gives you history of conversations and how many conversations happen, how many were handled by AI, response times, and so on and so forth. All right, let's jump on to the reputation module. This is a way for you to kind of collect feedback and tie in your reviews from Google and Facebook, all of that. So brings all of those together into a nice, simple looking dashboard, gives you feedback, provides you insights into, the NPS score and what people are talking about. And you can obviously drill down based on locations, review source, time, and all that. And then each individual review as well. So you can look at each individual review and kind of respond to those reviews. Load up here in a second. Yeah. So here you can look at each individual review, you can respond to it, you can see, certain, what channel the review belongs to. And then when you respond, you can have AI respond for you, or you can have, previously saved responses and all that. And it also generates a kind of list of tags or phrases that people typically are using just for you to understand what people are talking about. And you can filter this down further. You can also create a nice looking landing page to collect reviews and create feedback and all that. So for the review landing page, pretty straightforward. Once you connect your Google and Facebook channels, it's going to be available, and you can obviously customize the look and feel of this. You giving your customers the option to either leave a Google or Facebook review or leave a feedback. If you don't want to do reviews and you want to directly take them to feedback, you can do that as well. You can just link directly to this in your emails and text and have customers just leave feedback. You can customize the feedback questions, add more questions to have people fill those out. And all of that will be available under reviews and dashboard to show you, responses and things. So yeah, so that's kind of on the reputation side. We've got a loyalty module built in for you to gamify your experience. So this is kind of building out the framework where you're building in different points, criteria for points and how many points you're giving out. What are the different levels? What are the different badges and different challenges and so on and so forth, and rewards that they can redeem. And on the front end side, what the customer sees is a completely white labeled white label system where they can basically log in and get access to their profile, where they can track their ranking, the progress to the next level, going into the full badge roster and the badges that they've unlocked and the ones that they still need to unlock, any challenges that are currently active that they can participate in, any redeemable functions. They can redeem it for basically coupons or cash or merchandise, and we can tie with Shopify or something. The leaderboard's not loading, but you can have a leaderboard for them to basically track where they're at in the the scoring, the ranking, and they can also invite their friends and kind of rank against them and play with them. So that's on the loyalty side. So yeah, that sorry. So that pretty much covers everything that Gleantap can do. There's tons of configuration and setting options. At any point, you can pull up anyone's profile by just searching them across the database, and then brings up the full profile with every single detail, history of conversations and notes and tasks and all of that. We also have something called scorecards. These are a great way for you to create and track KPIs, business KPIs across all your locations. You can fairly easily configure the different options available, from NPS scores to lead conversion percentages to churn rate, and even create custom metrics if you need to. So yeah, so we're working on actually building a full business intelligence module out of this scorecard system that we currently have. Right now, it allows you to create as many scorecards you want to keep tabs across all your business units. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys taking some time and taking a look at this video. Thank you.